We back with part two. In part two, right, we're gonna address what I said in part one. Right? What I said in part one. I made a mistake about the location of where this shooting supposed to have happened. I made a mistake and said that it's the White House instead of saying that it was inside of a hotel. Inside of a hotel. So I apologize to all of my viewers, to all of my fans, to all of my subscribers, right? I made a mistake, and we all make mistakes at time in life. But nevertheless, right? Nevertheless, I want to basically address not the shooting. I ain't not gonna do that. I want to address on basically feeling that this was stage shooting, basically. And if this happened inside of a hotel, you have the FBI there, basically, that have the blueprint and the layout of the hotel, right? Even before this, you know that this is going to happen. You know where this meeting is going to happen, and the president was going to be there. All of the nicks and crannies, everything supposed to be what? Supposed to be looked at because you have the blueprint. You have the layout of the hotel. You have the escape routes. You have everything that there's there about this hotel. How this individual slipped in without being detected, one do not know. My objective is to not focus on the shootings, but to focus on why was this a distraction away from what's going on a lot of these major platforms and what's going out in society and the community. You understand what I'm saying? The focus should be on this war. The focus on should be up the updates, what's going on. The focus also should be on these files that's put out, the Epstein files. That's what's going on. If we not reporting about the war and all of these major platforms is not talking about it because they are threatened and they don't want to lose they sponsorship and they media and everything else, right? Then we should be talking about the Epstein file, things that is going on, and people want to know. People want to know. The victims want to know, and who is on this list. You see, when all of these things are being practiced and promoted, it's because it's a distraction. It's a distraction. This is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is what we're supposed to be focused on, right? It's because we are at war in our own lands against this sick, barbaric, devil, demon mindset. Why? Why is fake food is being promoted? Water is being targeted, and everything else is being targeted. Guns and drugs and everything is being hit and pounded inside of our neighborhoods and our community. Why? Because it's not a national problem. It's a what? Local problem. So let local law enforcement deal with local problems. And what we seeing is that local law enforcement is doing a terrible job, basically. It's terrible. If you agree with me, if you agree with me, right, do you feel that this shooting supposedly at Trump is fake? Press yes. If you feel that this shooting is staged and everything else, right, press yes. And if you feel it's not, press no. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinion on it. Now, right now, it's at 100% of people feel that this is staged, it is fake, and it's phony. Because how did this individual gain access to get in it, to get into the hotel. You as law enforcement, you as the FBI have the layout and blueprints, right? And blueprints of the hotel, and you have intel about what's going to go on even before it happened. So it's your job to check for everything, every nicks and cranny in this hotel where this meeting's supposed to happen, allegedly meeting supposed to happen, which is staged. And everybody believe in what I'm saying. That is staged. We're supposed to be focused on the future, quote unquote future of this country. And we're not. There's things that's going on right now that needs to be addressed in our community, in our society, and we are focusing, going over there, trying to steal other people's resources, right? And spending money, billions and dollars of this war that we don't even supposed to be into. This is what I'm talking about, right? And staging fake shootings and everything else. Now, if this individual he breached security. You can see in the videos, security run, like, they step back and pull the gun out, and he's still running. They are trained to neutralize, not trained to not neutralize. They are trained to neutralize. You understand what I'm saying? To neutralize any potential threat. Even if it means them sacrificing their life to save the president or whatever's going on. And I want you to understand that. You see, you can play tricks with somebody else, but we don't believe that this was real. We believe that this was staged. This was a staged so-called shooting because in the headlines, they said it was a shooting at the president. Now, I didn't say that. A lot of these major platforms are saying that. I didn't say that. That's why I said allegedly. That's why I said in my title, allegedly. If you look on my title, I said allegedly. Allegedly. And I had a lot of people that come in my comment and said, well, this didn't happen in the White House. It happened in the hotel. This is why I said allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Right? Because I got to tell it from my point of view. I got to tell it on how I feel. And I feel that this was staged. That's right. Somebody said this was a setup. What would be the purpose of staging an event as such? If the suspect was a pro, he would have been inside the balcony, inside the bouquet room. The man wouldn't have shot up a hotel lobby. That's right. And I agree with what he's saying. Seasort is that you. I don't understand that, but like I said, it was staged. It was staged. Because if it wasn't staged, this would have never happened. The FBI, one of the top intel people that get intel, get information, and know the blueprint of the hotel, the in and out the hotel, escape routes and everything. We go through drills in school. You've been going through drills. They've been drilling us day in, day out about what? About escape routes. If it's going to be a mass shooting or active shooting or fire and everything else. They drill. So they already know the map out and the blueprint of the school and everything. Just in case there may be events like this, an active shooter. They know all the nicks and crannies, all the hiding spots, all the potential ways and actions where a person could get in to do damage, murder, death, kill people. They know that already. They know it. So why would you sit here and say, right, what would be the purpose of staging an event as such? What would be the purpose is that there's other major things that's going on in our country that needs to be addressed. And one of them is the files, the Epstein files. That is one of them. That's one of the major things that needs to be addressed to see who's on this list. Okay, to see who's on this list. What is the rest of the names that's on this list? This is why. This is one major reason why this stage an event was staged. That's one of them. And there's several others. And I'm quite sure there's a lot of people that could come up with several other situations that this is why this event was staged, is to get our focus and our direction and our attention off what's going on instead of what we're supposed to be focused on, who names is on these files. That's right, salute. Salute, brother, salute. Thank you so much for being here. Foul me once. Fool me once. My fault. Fool me twice. Your fault. That's right. And thank you so much, right, for being here and knowing what? And knowing what I'm saying is true. It's staged. It's staged. It's staged. They could create fake bullets. Everything could be fake, blanks and everything. Not saying that there is people that did actually, people that got real weapons and people that got fake weapons. If there was a shooting, nobody moved. Anything, people would have started moving, ducking. They were saying people start ducking underneath the chair. I didn't see that. Maybe from a different angle. I don't see that. I didn't see that. I seen people just having a good time like nothing was going on. He got up there and said he didn't breach this and that. My thing is this, he breached. He breached. Why was he allowed to breach? Why was he allowed to breach? Because I'm quite sure you had people, no one know the structure of the building. Knowing the building to see if it's structure that it can take a missile attack or a bomb attack or something like that building. You understand what I'm saying? So don't sit here and tell me that. It's staged. It's staged. I believe that it's staged, and a lot of other people believe that it's staged. That's right. And I'm not gonna go for that. They not gonna go for that. And this is why I did part two is because of the people that got in my comment and said that this just happened in the White House, this happened in a hotel. Yes, I made a mistake, but nevertheless, the information that I put out is true. It's true. It is staged, and we have known from AI and these major platforms, you can switch the narrative. You can change the narrative. All you gotta do is call up. These are your buddies. Listen, man, I need you to oppress this, oppress that, oppress this person from talking, oppress that person from talking on a major platform, and switch the narrative up, and then push out what you want to do on these social media. You see? Someone said it's definitely AI. It's definitely AI. This force a narrative is force, man. Stage is to get our attention and our direction off what's really going on inside of our country. And the fact is that we should not be at war and going somewhere else trying to take somebody else's resource. We should go to the table and talk to see how we can agree so all people all around the world can have justice and balance. Not spend millions and millions of dollars on wars, right? And on machinery that later on our generation, later on the future will be paying for once they rise taxes up. Come on, man. It's staged. It's staged. And I don't feel sorry about it. And it is what it is. So I feel that, right? And I got 11 people that say, yes, this is staged. 8 people say it's not staged, it is real. Someone says, right, it says, on wars that only makes the wealth more money. The game is the consolidation of wealth through chaos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You see, we have people here that have an understanding and know the truth. This is what is going on. This is not helping you out. This is not helping me out. Is it putting money in your pocket? No. Is it making you rich? No. It's making certain people wealthy more and more because they looking at, okay, my son or my daughter, my generation, and my civilization gotta last forever. So by me going to war and taking people resources, that's gonna do what? That's one gonna allow my civilization, my people, to live forever. This is true, man. This is based on money and it's based on chaos and confusion and deception and using us and people as a forefront. That's right. We do need that. And we also need spirituality. We need to add spirituality because we gotta tell. You see, what it is that a lot of people minds and control and soul is so indoctrinated and so diluted with AI, with technology, with a lot of these platforms. We gave our life, we gave our ability to something that don't have life, that don't have a spirit, that don't have a soul, that don't have entity. And a lot of these major platforms and a lot of this technology and AI, they don't care about whether you're a human being or not. There's pros and cons to it. Pros and cons. That's how I believe. That's how I believe. Everybody got a different option and a different understanding. So I want to say that I apologize, right? And you can go my description right there. I got part one. I apologize in saying that that happened in the White House and it happened in a hotel, right? Well, fill me with that. If whatever what Nas said, fill me with that. But like I'm saying that, listen, man, our whole life is became AI. Our whole life is become digital. Our whole life is based on technology. We don't live, we don't live no more as mankind. We live in the digital world, in the tech world, which don't have empathy, which don't have justice and balance. And that's exactly what it is. And it's sad that human beings allow this stuff to enter to our mind, body, and soul and to see things for what it is. That's right. Control the narrative, control the reality. Once you control the narrative, you can bend the reality, which is for here for our growth and development as mankind. Once you control the narrative, you control the reality and bend it with technology in the digital world and with AI to get people to worship things that don't care for them. You understand what I'm saying? So I want people to understand this. See, we getting deep here, and we putting things in the proper perspective. And I want people to understand this, that as we sit here as intelligent mankind, right, and we conversing back and forth, we know and understand this was fake news. It was staged by some of the best actors and the actress on the planet of the earth. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. This is this is true, man. If you believe that that was real, that means that AI technology in the digital world have your mind, body, and soul locked. And that you are enslaved to the digital world, that you enslaved to AI, that you enslaved to this technology, that you enslaved to a lot of these major platforms that you are watching that you don't even know is real or fake because you left your judgment, right, and your growth and development to a robot that in the future that may replace you, a robot that may replace you, and you speaking up against this. See, this is where the mindset is at. You are a mankind. This thing is not mankind. It is nothing. So this is something to talk about. That's right. Trump learned the real game when he was a guest on WWE. It is all entertainment and theater. That's all it is. It's a big screen. And we is feeding into it. And we are the audience that have no knowledge and wisdom or understanding if it's true or fake. Well, some of us do. Some of us do. Some of us do. And this is part two. This is part two. That's why I said allegedly. Allegedly. It's all alleged. Come on, man. This is the president. FBI is not gonna canvass and look through the whole building, the blueprint, the layout, to make sure that there's nowhere that nobody can come in and blow up the building or shoot the building or send a bomb down. Come on, man. Come on. If you want to believe it, that's on you. I'm not going to believe it. And a lot of my fans are not going to believe it. And my followers not going to believe it. My subscribers is not going to believe it. That's right. Now I said AI was put out there to manipulate and control. That's real. That's right. Population control. Your mind. Let me tell you something. This is an old tactic that this devil uses. See, he got Cain to kill Abel, right? The reason why he got Cain to kill Abel because Cain and Abel was young. They was young. And he know that with that young age, that mindset, body control can be controlled. And they use technology, the digital world, the energy waves, right? They use spirituality, everything else, and cloak it with magic to control your mind, body, and soul, to have you shooting and killing people and don't have empathy over your life. And when you wake up, you're like, what have I done? And this is what's going on in our neighborhoods, and this is what's going on in our community because our minds, bodies, and being controlled by something that doesn't have empathy. And this is the true, accurate knowledge on where we're supposed to be at as people and as mankind. This is the actually true fact, man. So this is part two of Trump shooting allegedly. The reason why I did it because somebody got in my comments and he was like, well, you are rumbling. You rumbling. The reason why I'm rumbling because you know why? My heart is not staged. My love is not staged, right? My care is not staged. My justice is not staged. My balance is not staged for mankind, all of mankind, all people, especially able descendants that have been murdered and killed for years and years and years by this sick, barbaric devil demon mindset. That's not a human being. It is an entity. That's right. Of course, I'm going to rumble because I don't have nothing written down. It's coming from my heart and soul and mind. That's right. It's to put heads to bed, right? And to do what? Put falsehood and lies and fakeness of bed and bring the truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so you can understand your square, understand your circle, and understand who you are and master thyself and have knowledge of self. The 120 lesson. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddess, peace to the conscious, peace to those that have integrity, that have honor, that have loyalty to the Alpha Omega, the Almighty Creator up above, the Supreme Being. Peace to y'all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's right, it's peace. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace.